Hi Sagittarius, welcome. So Sagittarius, this is going to be your reading. I'm going to start with the spiritual general messages and then I'm going to go to the you versus them love reading. I'm time stamping this February because that's when I'm recording it, but my readings are actually timeless, which just means that whenever you watch this, that's when you're meant to hear it. So let's go ahead and get into it. Sagittarius, when I was meditating for your reading, I was getting a very specific Bruno Mars song. It's kind of one of his more upbeat, like spoofy songs where he says, "Today I don't feel like doing anything. I just want to lay in my bed. I don't feel like picking up the phone, so leave a message." I don't remember the rest of the words. "So leave a message and I'll be home. Today I don't feel like doing anything. Nothing at all. Ooh, ooh, ooh." So, I mean, baby, that's how you're feeling today, Sagittarius? Like doing nothing? You know, it doesn't sound like doing nothing could be productive, but actually it can be productive as far as spiritually speaking, as far as being able to align yourself, as far as being able to chill out and relax. So some of you may be in a space where maybe you need that. You know, you need a little bit of me time or a little bit of chill time, okay? What's interesting here is you also have the 12th house of surrender, which just is talking about your dreams, karma, forgiveness, releasing things that no longer serve you. It's a very healing, very spiritual card to get. So maybe, again, I got that song for a reason, right? Like, so maybe you're in this space where what you need to prioritize is yourself, your spiritual self in particular, getting in tune, getting in touch, giving yourself breathing room and space, okay? Especially if there's been some sort of struggle going on or you've been feeling a lot of tension in your body. It can be hard to give ourselves a break, especially in this day and age where everything is expected to be fast-paced, fast-moving. You know, our culture, at least in the U.S., is designed to be fast-paced, and if you don't keep up, you kind of get left behind, or so it feels that way, right? But don't be a product of, you know, your social conditioning, Sagittarius. We have an emotional guidance system for a reason. So sometimes we need that break. And whether our boss understands that or our children understand that or the world understands that matters not. It's for you, right, to understand. And particularly us mothers, we also have a hard time, you know, giving ourselves that time out in that space. So yeah, just take it easy. This is your chance to relax, get more in tune with yourself on a spiritual level, because there's also a message coming through about taking the time to really know, you know, what it is that you're passionate about and what would really feel good to you. Some of you are out there just kind of going through the motions, but maybe not necessarily feeling the inspiration or the emotions that you want, you know. I get kind of a blah energy here, and you got the card of nothingness when I said that. But let's see what else. You also have the Fool, the Lover, and the Master. So there is something that you're mastering when it comes to relationships during this time frame, or a specific relationship where you kind of have an opportunity here to mend, to heal, or to have some sort of new beginning there. And then here's that nothingness card. So I feel like, yes, something out of nothing, okay? Something coming out of a space of nothing. But there's also that meh feeling as well, and that could be referencing that. But let's go further and see. Do you guys know that song that I was talking about earlier? Today I just don't feel like doing anything. Gosh, I kind of feel like that myself as well today. Okay, so Sagittarius, you have the High Priestess, the Hangman, and the Six of Cups. So again, this is a very spiritual energy, and you also have the Master. Okay, so some of you are really learning to master something within yourself during this time frame, and I feel like it has a lot to deal with something about changing your perspective about the past, particularly a past relationship or past relationships, because somehow that's affecting you in the now energy. Okay, it could be that you have past baggage here that you've been kind of holding on to and recreating and not even meaning to. And you know what? A lot of people hold on to baggage and they don't even realize they're doing it. Okay, so let me give you an example. Say like you had a really tumultuous relationship in the past. You're no longer in that relationship, yet every time you get a chance to talk about it, you talk about it, or you re-invite the energy into the now. You re-feel those emotions. You feel the need to maybe talk negatively about it, etc., etc. Every time you bring something old and talk about it in the now, you repurpose it in the energy. You re-invite it into your energy, and that's what carrying baggage around means. And how many of us do that? How many of us don't genuinely let go of the past because we keep talking about it in our now, or to anybody who will listen, or anytime that certain topic or that certain person's name comes up, all those feelings come back, or all of that emotion comes back, right? I would say 99.999% of us do this to some extent. It doesn't have to be about relationships, but it could be about, anything in your life that you deemed inappropriate or that was hurtful or painful to you. So it sounds easy to just say, oh, release past baggage. Because a lot of people think that they have. They think, well, I'm no longer with that person, so I've done it. And it's like, nope, unless you have released your angst about it within yourself, and unless you have released the need to talk negatively or bring it into the now, okay, then you have not released it. You're just as actively in that relationship as if that person was sitting next to you, right? Some people will say, like, I left that toxic work environment, so I released that baggage. But then if every time you think about the work environment, you think about the toxic past or what happened in the past, you actually re-invited it into the now. So it's way more than just moving yourself physically away from people, places, and things. It's way deeper than that. It's more about the emotional journey of actually relaxing yourself around it, saying it was what it was. I learned and I grew from it. I don't need to beat that drum anymore. I don't need to relive that memory anymore. I don't need to hate that person anymore. It made me who I am today, and look at what life has brought me because of that. It's not until you can actually learn how to pivot your mind to see the silver lining or the positive, or to look towards the future, that you have truly done the work of releasing your baggage, right? So, whoo, my goodness. I didn't mean to go into all of that, but there is a sense of that lingering in your energy, and I feel like that's why it's coming through so strongly. So let's see what else. Two of Cups, Five of Pentacles. Yeah, some of you, this is for sure about a specific person or relationship, but again, it could be about anything that you've been carrying with you, or that you keep rethinking about, or re-talking about, or re-litigating, right? But for the majority of you, I feel it's heavily to deal with relationships, okay? Because you have the Two of Cups here, followed by the Five of Pentacles, and then the King of Cups. So I feel like this is, your energy here, Sagittarius. Yes, I know you're not a water sign, but this is representing your energy about trying to soothe and release some sort of misunderstanding here in regards to a connection. And I feel like this is from the past. It could be recent past, but it could be long, long, long past, right? But it's all about soothing yourself. And again, the Five of Pentacles is the card of being left out, but it's also the card of being alone. So this is being okay with being alone, giving yourself permission to, you know, be in that space of surrender, to get in touch again with your higher self, because there's a big difference between being alone and being lonely, right? One is more on the negative side of the coin than the other, and I'm sure you can tell just by the inflection in my tone which one it is, right? Like, because it's okay to be alone. There's freedom in that. Sometimes there's healing in that. When we don't have other people to rub up against and, you know, get us irritated, it's sometimes easier to heal emotionally when we're alone. But you could also take that aloneness and make it lonely if you're looking at it from the opposite end of that spectrum, right? Because every subject is two subjects. And then instead of it feeling healing, it could feel detrimental. It could feel isolating. It could feel like nobody understands you, you know? So again, perspective means a lot, because you're the one holding the perspective here, right? Nobody else. So you get to decide, do you feel alone and free, or do you feel lonely and isolated? It's about how you use your time as well. So during that alone time, are you spending it doing creative projects? Are you looking for things to be pleased about? Are you enjoying that time? Or are you, you know, mostly miserable in misery, beating up on yourself or fixating on problems? Because that makes a huge difference, right? So let's see what else. The Five of Cups. Whoa, Five of Wands and the Nine of Cups. Yeah, there does seem to be some sort of emotional drain here or emotional struggle going on. And I feel this is behind the scenes, so this may or may not be something you're pronouncing to the world or even telling the person next to you. But what's interesting to me is it falls, the last card that came out is the Nine of Cups, which is success, which is financial success, abundance, getting what you want, all of that. Some of you have this misconception that in order for you to get what you want, you have to struggle. And that's the baggage you need to release. And a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe if you don't work hard and you don't sweat and, you know, you don't have tears of struggle, then you didn't really earn this, right? Because most people don't believe in their inherent worth. You are not here to prove your worthiness to anyone or any God. You were born worthy and you are a part of God's source already. So you really don't need to go through the suffering and the struggle to get what you want, unless you have a self-limiting belief that tells you that you need to, in which case your life will produce exactly that. So there's also some self-limiting beliefs, and in particular when it comes to money. And maybe it has been a struggle for you. Maybe emotionally life has shown you that, you know, that it doesn't come easy or whatever. There's obstacles in the way. But if you could back away far enough to understand, Sagittarius, that most of those obstacles you put in your own way through your own thoughts and beliefs, and a belief is just a thought you continually think, then you could easily see how you could change those thought patterns to clear the way so that things don't seem like such a struggle all the time. And I'll give you an example of how to soothe yourself around the topic of money. Money comes easy. Money comes easy to me and to others. I don't have to struggle to get there. I can enjoy myself along the way. This will be fun to me. I'll choose things to look forward to each day, and I'll give myself a little bit of pleasure along the way. This doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be difficult. I can find things to love. I can find things to be grateful, no matter how minuscule. And those things are going to grow, and as they grow, so will my abundance. And this is natural. This is going to come natural to me. The universe is listening to me. It has the wherewithal to provide me anything that I need, and I just need to back away from this with my negative thoughts. I need to ease out of these worrisome thoughts. I need to remember who I am, and I was born worthy, and I am still worthy. Little positive affirmation rant there for you. But that's how you get there from there, right? And the same thing when it comes to relationships. If relationships have been a struggle in the past, that doesn't mean that you have to keep recreating that or they'll forever be a struggle. But first you need to let go of the baggage and rewind if you want to hear about what baggage really is so that you can understand how to let it go. You got to stop talking about the things that have hurt you. You got to stop feeling the need to tell your story and to think that way. You got to find a way to look at each day as a clean slate with a new beginning, as if nothing has ever occurred prior to this day. And that's what they call being born again. That's what truly it means to be born again, which is to wake up and see each day as a fresh, clean slate. So, Sagittarius, wow, very intense start. Let's get a guidance card, and then we are going to look at the love portion. Everything is always working out for me. Card number 55. Nothing ever goes wrong because every piece of contrast, no matter how wrong it seems to be, is always helping you to clarify what it is you do want. And that is the thing that we want you to remember most of all. The contrast, no matter how it looks in any moment, is contributing mightily to your expansion. The things that you call things gone wrong in your life experience are actually only the distance between the things that are so right and your current perspective about them. I don't think I could have picked a more perfect card to close out that portion of the read. That almost spoke identically to what I just said. So yeah, card number 55. Okay, wow, we're super interesting. Let's go into the love portion then and see what else we have coming through. I'll see you in just a second. Welcome back. All right, Sagittarius, now we're going to get into the you versus them love portion of the reading. I'm going to be going back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. It's a general reading. The roles could be reversed. It's usually going to be about an intimate partner or an ex, but keep in mind that could also be about a family member, a friend, a coworker, you name it. Keep an open mind. Okay, so we have the card of conditioning, silence, and creativity. So for you, Sagittarius, this is kind of talking about what I felt in the spiritual reading, which is this former conditioning, right, of your thoughts or your beliefs. It's baggage. It's baggage that you're carrying around. And then the card of silence. So again, I got that message that this could be something you're keeping to yourself, and or maybe you need a little bit of that silence, a little bit of that namaste alone time to chill out, right? This person has the card of creativity. So this is a very fiery, passionate, fast-moving energy. So they seem to be kind of in a different space than you at the moment. But let's go further and see, Sagittarius. I'm going to look at the recent past. So what led up to the now. Then I am going to look at how you're seeing each other in the now. And then most likely outcomes. So, Sagittarius, recent past. Three of Cups. Oh goodness, whoa, too many. Oh my God, way too many. Oh my goodness. Ah. Okay, I'm going to read them as opposed to laying them down. I'm going to read them exactly as they're coming out. So I feel like, Sagittarius, this is you trying to get yourself together, to make amends, to reconcile things, whether that's within yourself or with another. I feel like in the past, you know, there was something about that going on. And it was divine timing, by the way, that something happened at the time that it happened. And so you need to release that as well. Some of you are carrying around, you know, some baggage about that, about the timing of something. And the timing is always divine, okay? But I feel like you moved into the space of like wanting to take more action in your life and come out of this like listless, worrisome space and go towards more of the solution oriented, feeling like yourself again space. So I feel you've come a long way from something, Sagittarius, recently. So let's see this person's recent past as well. Person Sagittarius is dealing with, Two of Wands. Page of Cups, Strength card, and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like here, excuse me, ugh, I'm talking too fast. Sorry about that, a little burp. Anyways, the person you've been connecting with, they've really been trying to look towards their future and leave the past behind. They're looking at new potential, where they can plant their seed. Definitely in the space of knowing their worth and being more confident in that, and therefore it's bringing more creativity to them. So really interesting in seeing your and their energy. Let's see how you're seeing each other in the now. How does Sagittarius perceive this person? Five of Cups, Ace of Cups. Wow. Okay, the first thing that I got was the song Let Down by NF. Just the hook to that. All these voices in my head right now. I'm sorry that I let you down. I'm sorry that I let you down. NF, check it out. So I feel like there's been a letdown here, whether that's you letting somebody down or they letting you down. I actually feel more like you're the one that feels let down, but take it as it resonates. But you know what? I also feel a ton of love here. I also feel a soulmate connection. I feel like the reason why there's disappointment or this letdown is because there's love there, right? Like if you don't love somebody, you don't really care what they do. You're not putting all your eggs in their basket. You know what I mean? Like you're not looking to them for anything. But when you're in love with someone, we have expectations, right? We hold them to a higher value, a higher level. And therefore, sometimes it's easy for us to get let down because of the high expectations we put on our loved ones or our partners, right? So there's a little bit of like sifting that part out, leveling that out within yourself. But I definitely feel there's love here though. So let's see this person, how they're seeing you. Card shot out. Oh yeah, Four of Cups. How they came out. The Star, the Four of Cups, and the Devil. So, really interesting combination here. You can see that this person is trying to ignore the Devil, right? Which the Devil represents obsessions, fixations, our shadow, could be addictions, things of that nature. And or they may be just essentially trying to ignore a Capricorn. Because this also represents Capricorn, but take it as it resonates. But they're trying to ignore what I feel is more of their toxic patterns or their shadow self, and trying to shift their focus to the more hopeful, light energy, and or to an Aquarius, or to you, if you, especially if you have Aquarius in your chart. But I don't like getting literal like that, but I have to say that. In general, I just feel like there's at the same time like this listless energy around this person, kind of like this blah or hopeless energy, even though it's like this person is looking at the card of hope, but they're kind of looking at it through the eyes of skepticism. Like they're almost skeptical to be hopeful. Ooh. what do they call that when you start to, it's more severe than pessimism. It's cynicism. Ooh, I've never gotten that word from this card combination before. Cynicism. So to me, there's a little bit of that, and I don't want to say that like, oh, this person is sinister, although I mean for a few of you maybe you would know, I guess. But I just mean like maybe life has dealt them such a hand, or they have such a dark way of looking at things sometimes that it almost becomes cynical. You know, it far outreaches pessimism, and it goes into that darker territory is what I'm saying. So that even when life is presenting them something that's really beautiful and shiny and hopeful, they can't seem to feel that sense of hopefulness truly, because they're always seeing life through those cynical eyes, like, you know, those skeptical eyes. Okay, so in a weird way, this person blocks their own blessings because of the perspective that they hold, which they may feel like that suits them because of what life has dealt them, but that's their own baggage that they need to release in order for them to feel better. Okay, so it's like this person looks at you with hope, but at the same time, skepticism. That's an intro. I've never gotten a message like that before. Not with that card. Wow, really interesting. Okay, so let's go into how you're feeling underneath it all. Never a dull moment, right? How does Sag feel underneath of it all? You feel torn. You know, in a sense, like wanting to, you know, have equality here or be open and giving, right? But also feeling like you're torn, or that there's a struggle, and then therefore you're needing to go within to kind of feel this out and figure this out. And maybe that's why there was such an emphasis in the spiritual reading about spending some time with your spirit, you know, to figure yourself out. It's hard to figure yourself out when you got 1,000,001 things going on, or being presented to you, or people around you all the time. You know what I mean? So sometimes we do need that tranquility, that tranquil space to really get to that space. In this person's heart, they have the 7 of Swords. Really? Why? Okay, the first thing I got is like, this person wishes they could just like erase something from the past. Okay, but see, they carry it too. They carry it within them. So they, again, have some baggage or some shadow work to do for real, because like this is like, you know, wanting to reach for your goals and wanting to be giving, but also feeling like the only way to get that is through going about something in the wrong way. And it's because of that cloud of pessimism, aka cynicism. There's something deeper going on here, but I'm going to touch on it in a minute. Let me see what the outcome is first for Sag, which can be changed with free will. Well, I definitely feeling like you're drawing some lines in the sand, you know. This is like my take note-ish card, okay? This is how you're showing up. So I feel like you are at this point where you can stand on your own 2 feet. You are self-sufficient. So you can draw that line when you need to. And some of you do need to go within, right, for a little bit to really feel how you feel. You have the Lovers here, so I do feel there's been an investment made already into this connection. The Queen of Swords. Okay, this is not going to be for everybody, but what I'm getting from this is like this feels almost like a personal reading. It got as specific as some of you, it's about like drawing boundaries when it comes to like inviting friends over or inviting people over. You know, I mean, we all have our boundaries somewhere, right? Or drawing boundaries with others, whether that's you needing to do that or this person, or like inviting other people to meddle in the connection or something of that nature. Okay, so take that part or leave that, because that is for a specific person, I feel, or a group of you. So anyways, let's see this person's most likely outcome. Knight of Swords, Judgment, King of Swords. We've definitely given this person something to think about and a little bit of a run for their money. They're trying to figure out whether to go forward or just to release something, like whether to talk about something or whether to just let it go. You know, so there's contemplation going on here. I wanted to clarify that Seven of Swords, and doggone it if all these cards didn't fly out, and I'm actually going to read them. I was going to put them back, but I'm going to read them. I wasn't going to read them, but I saw that you were at the bottom of the deck. So I'm actually going to read them without really looking at them as I did earlier. Remember I said there's something deeper here going on in the heart space with this person. And I could see that they have a pretty harsh dark side here. Even though even though I feel like that's not all this person is. Like there's parts of them that are very light as well. But anyways, I want to focus on this. So the Seven of Swords, which is the skeptical, distrustful energy that's showing up. Where's that coming from? Okay, so I feel like there's something going on emotionally with this person that may feel overwhelming to them. I feel like they think about it a lot, particularly when they're alone or when they're at work. They need to communicate something here, okay? And at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of contemplation, like this person is trying to go within. Maybe they feel like they can't tell you the truth about something. Okay, they may try to be playful in their approach or even romantic in their approach, or it may have to deal with romance. But this is also the card of friendship here. So I feel like this person is struggling here, okay, to listen to their intuition, because they're kind of trapped in this weird mental space where they're overstimulated and overthinking their connection with you. And I can't get away from this entertaining others energy as well. That's for a few of you. Or And I don't mean like actually, I mean in their mind or in their heart space. Wow. I do feel this person though is, again, heavily contemplating whether or not to communicate or whether or not just it's better off to let something go. And I'm not really getting guidance for them as to which one is best for them. They're going to need to listen to their own intuition on that. But I think that they're going to end up doing whatever makes them feel most in control. So let's see what the guidance is. It says, our diversity supports our freedom. While your society continues to dictate and enforce human behavior, because of your diversity, it continues to be an uncomfortable struggle that again and again fails its economic weight. There's not enough money in the world to buck the natural current of individual freedom and independent thought. So this card, interestingly enough, is encouraging you, Sagittarius, to not try to dictate or enforce behavior in another, but instead to understand that's impossible, right? Of course it is. And the more you allow others to do and say and feel how they want, which they're going to do regardless of how much you think you're dictating that, right? The more you release the need to dictate, control, or enforce behavior in another, the easier things will feel, the more at ease you'll feel about yourself, because the only person you're ever really in charge of anyways at the end of the day is you and how you feel. That's card number 29. Wow, so I'm going to leave it there for now. Super interesting reading. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or have in your own chart. I have Virgo, I have Gemini, I have Sagittarius, Capricorn, Leo, Aquarius, Sagittarius again, Pisces, Virgo again, Pisces again, Aries, Libra. Those are the primary signs I'm seeing. Capricorn. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Instagram, and I'm wishing you the very best. Namaste. Bye.